was. That doesn't really work, does it? Have you tried? Oh, that's good. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Better. So much better. What a fantastic, fantastic tune. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I've been Donald Trump. Thank you and good night.
And what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Brand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're gonna give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm gonna let you keep your hand.
Happy Black Cat Day, everybody.
And a happy Black Cat Day to you too.
Oh,
I can't believe they're both here.
Yeah, they must know.
Mine's really mad because another cat
unhappy.
is here.
Yeah, your
It's not
sounds
me,
very
it's
unhappy.
that she's mad another cat has entered the studio. This is her specific space.
Well, she's got to go handle her business, which it sounds like she just did.
Yes.
Yeah, he gets like that
baby.
too.
It's she's yelling at one of her kids. It's like,
well, yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can. Hey, look, kids got to learn rules too. You know, I've seen all sorts of things in the animal kingdom, and welcome in everybody. Melanie Mack is on a journey. She's working on some IRL stuff. She will be back. She hasn't been fired yet, but she will be back.
She's the backbone of this operation. She could never be fired. Yeah,
she'll be back when she gets all caught up. I get it. Stuff piles up when you're streaming all the time and you're doing all this stuff all the time. So I understand. So she'll be back soon. I got my SSRI Sunshine Club hoodie in the mail just now. I was informed via my telephone. I'm very excited.
That is exciting.
I was able to obtain a small piece of Sam Hyde's latest merch drop. Very excited. Lots of stuff. I feel like I ordered that like this summer. Lots of stuff going on.
I like when that happens sometimes, you know?
Yes,
it's like
especially when you already paid for it.
Yourself.
Yeah. That happens to me a lot with drunk Amazon. But like when that happens, like I feel like I ordered this summer and it's like, oh, cool. Like I got this thing and I already paid for it. Like previous Jeremy already paid for it. I don't have
Taken
to be.
care of.
Yeah,
Current
everything's
Jeremy doesn't
fine.
have to worry.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's great. Now there's some interesting things I want to talk. I mean, obviously the Mamdani thing is kind of the election day. It feels kind of muted to me. I don't know about you, but like, it feels like this is not even like where I was confident in I was very confident with Trump via Kamala. With Mamdani, like he has never even been like, it's never even been close.
I
Like
guess statistically, Cuomo does have some kind of chance still,
Yeah.
but it does seem like we all kind of know what's happening. And to that end, that's why I think Mamdani ran such a like, it's me versus Trump campaign, even
Right.
though Trump is the president and he's just running to be the mayor of New York. Huge city, right? It's not insignificant, but he made it about national politics. It seems like from the get-go.
Well, that's what he wants. You know, that's his big picture. I guess like my cope is that it's just a mayor. Like he only has so much power. You know, the governor, the senators, they have far more power than he does. And while he'll be kind of a fun, like, you know, little win for the commies, he's still just a mayor. I mean,
Right.
I'm not, you know, they're more easily replaceable. They get way less ensconced. You know, look at Beetlejuice. She was, you could argue like
Lori
she
Lightfoot,
was,
for those of you who don't know.
Lori Lightfoot. Like Lori Lightfoot was as bad as it could get, and she just got voted out. It's not like when these people become senators, and it's like, fuck, we're never going to get rid of them.
Chicago had crime rise, and then she left, and now they have someone who's more left leaning, from what I understand about his politics. And
Yeah.
that's why Mamdani, like a couple of mainstream headlines are running it as like, this is. They say this about a lot of the elections going on, but they're saying it's sort of a bellwether for how the Trump administration is doing. But for me, Zoran Mamdani's campaign in New York, and what I assume will be his victory in New York, is actually more of an indication of what the data the Democrats will take into midterms. Because they'll look at this, and he is running effectively a largely economic campaign, right? Like he's saying, we'll have municipal grocery stores, and here's $30 minimum wage. Which like, but a lot of those are, you know, he is a declared democratic socialist. So if he, you know, let's say doesn't accomplish any of those, it will tell you if it's working or not. I mean, I think that's really who this matters for, Democrats.
Well, and Trump can apply some pressure too. He's already said, like, if you elect this idiot, then we're going to, you know, withhold federal funds, which I don't know if that's legal or not. It seems unlikely. But like, look, the other thing is, he's running unopposed. He's running virtually unopposed. Even if you look at the ballot, his name appears twice on the top line. And then you have to, like, who are my options? Cuomo, who it's not like, you know, just,
Comes with
I
his
mean,
own baggage for sure.
yeah, I mean, the guy basically had to step down because he kept sexually assaulting allegedly
Right.
people.
And who can forget his nipple piercings appearing through his shirt during his COVID?
Was that
roundtables?
Cuomo? Nipples
Yeah, that was Andrew
protruding.
Cuomo.
Oh, yeah, that's Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, that's right. His nipples, unforgettable.
Memorable, but not for things that are going to get him elected, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, you know, I
killing grandma, 30,000 people in Alger, you know, all that kind of shit. People still remember that. That was like 5 years ago.
Like, and I'm not the socialist campaign. And you know, Trump made that statement, which is like, vote for him over this other guy. Like, I guess you're calling it an endorsement, but it's, I don't know. That's exactly what it was. It makes me feel for Curtis Siwa, who is like this tried and true New Yorker who used to do like a radio show decrying, being like, here's what the mob's up to, who survived being shot. Like, he's got a really interesting story, but he just never had like a very strong Republican backing. To be fair, New York is not a like Republican stronghold. So like, what was he gonna do? But I think Elon Musk tweeted something like, don't vote for him because you're basically sending votes to Mamdani. I want to be like, yeah, but at least he's like representing the team a little bit.
I never got on board that. There was a big push from the conservative influencers that were like, oh yeah, you gotta, Siwa should drop out. I was like, how about Cuomo drops out?
Mhm.
Like, Cuomo has had that position before and he killed tens of thousands of people. Like, I get it. There's an R next to his name, so he's never going to win in New York anyway. But I don't think that you have a lot of Republicans that would have voted for Cuomo anyway. This idea that voting for, Sil or whatever his name, however you pronounce it, him in this weird red beret, like, I don't know that he's really taking votes away from Cuomo. I don't know. I guess in the world where you're like, there's a giant douche or a turd sandwich and I have to pick one of them, okay, those people maybe, but I can't imagine a hardcore Republican, especially somebody who's like a COVID truther, like voting for Cuomo. Like, this guy is a bad human, and he locked it, wasn't he doing daily fucking press conferences to go against President Trump? Like, New York's leading the way, and he was doing his COVID thing, right? He was doing his he was like doing his COVID
that's where
press
the nipple
conferences.
piercing thing came from.
Yeah, and like, so like, I guess people can say, yeah, it's still better than a Muslim, but I don't think that's the type of democracy that I want to endorse.
Right.
And he'll get voted out. He'll be there for like 2 years and he'll be gone.
Right. I think the question is, I can understand. Is it ranked choice for their mayoral?
Yes.
So like some of it comes out to feel like it's a numbers game. Like, you don't want too many votes to go the wrong way. On the other hand, like, instead of pressuring them to drop out, why don't we back the Republican? Like, why was there not more groundswell of support for Curtis Siwa? And again, like, I'm not super familiar with every point on his talking point. I know he's against crime. New York seems to have a lot of crime. Seems like a good fit to me.
Yeah, seems like a serious, a solid, a solid
like
bipartisan issue.
Like we could have gotten behind it, right? But instead it was like, oh, New York is lost territory. It's always going to be blue. It's always going to be blue. So we back Cuomo? Like, that seems like a poor resolution to me. I guess it's sort of a mercenary calculation. Like, where do we spend the money? What do we spend the time doing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against it because, again, I don't live in New York, so I'm not following their particular takes, their particular, I know one of them likes Hamas, the other guy's a groper, and here's this other guy that like seemed like a tough on crime candidate, and I got Republicans saying he should drop out, and I'm like, well, no, I don't endorse that at all. Like, I don't, and I really, I think that, like, I understand winning, but I don't think Siwa dropping out would have changed it either. I don't think he takes enough votes. I don't think he,
right.
I think Mamdani's going to win in a landslide. Like, it's not even going to be close because the Republican candidates are the alternatives, not just Republicans, I'll say. The alternatives are so bad, like, nobody's going to show up. Like, Silva is not a mega guy either, and
I mean, I guess that's maybe like he would have had to be more MAGA for people to be like, we got to back him no matter what.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying he's like the perfect Republican candidate, but
yeah,
I don't like, I mean, I guess I feel for conservatives in New York who are like, well, so our options are to vote for Cuomo, who is tried and tested bad, vote for the socialist, which they probably would never do, or vote for Curtis Siwa, which they might feel like is like staying at home and not.
They'll say it's a wasted vote. Yeah, I mean, there is no such thing as a waste of vote, and I think, like, I think people will often like hear what we're talking about, like, oh, Curtis. I'm not saying Curtis is bad. I'm just saying he's got no chance. And
it's hard to be the Republican in a solidly blue city. That's just the reality. Mm-hmm. I commend him for running the race.
I
right?
like that he didn't drop out.
Yeah,
I like that he didn't drop out. I like that he stood. He should be able to do that. That's what democracy is supposed to be. But Mamdani was effectively running unopposed. I think Zohran Mamdani is a terrorist sympathizer. I think he's corrupt. I think he eats with his hands like an animal. And he is everything wrong with multiculturalism, or he's everything wrong with like globalism. I can't stand that I have all these like Arab fucking last names in my government. All right. I can't stand that I have to read a take from some mayor who's got a last name that has like 47 syllables. I mean, if
Look,
just
the Scandinavians are the worst with their complicated last names.
Yeah, Scandinavian last name's fine, but like, I feel like everywhere I look, I have fucking foreigners in position of power, first generation Americans, and I hate it. And Zoran Mamdani is basically came out of nowhere. He needed a couple of loser social media people to prop him up, and that's all it's going to take. Because also, people don't vote in a mayoral election like they vote in a presidential election. They're not going to show up like, you know, I just don't know. I just don't think there's anybody, you know, there's Giuliani, but I don't think people say, how do you explain Giuliani? Well, when Giuliani ran, he was a Democrat. Like he was I mean, I would not call Giuliani a hardcore Republican. I mean, he's a MAGA guy. He's loyal to Trump. Trump has been loyal to Giuliani since the 90s. Like, I just don't think, you know,
I just wonder if, you know, for all cities out there, right? Like a Republican to thrive in government in a largely blue city is not necessarily going to be the tried and true classical conservative Republican that's coming out of, let's say, Arkansas, right? Like the values are different for a bunch of things. But I think with Zoran Mamdani, to me, it really seems like it is about proving the direction of the Democratic Party more than anything else. And to that end, yes, he's Muslim, and yes, he is like always talking about his identity, but for more than anything else, it's about trying to say the future of Democrats is extreme left positions, and that is what will get the youth vote out. I mean, that's really what's on the line in this election. And I think that that's a dangerous trend, because there will probably be more cities that follow suit before less, and that the people in the cities will suffer. And when that happens, it's going to be basically the suburbs that absorb the shock of it all.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, Giuliani was a Republican, but I mean,
But like a New York Republican during that time is not like what you're thinking of. That's what I'm trying to say, like, compared to Arkansas. He's
closer to probably maybe a guy like what's his name? Fetterman. Like working class guy. Like, he was a Republican financially. By the way, Lucas My Hero says, I miss the old Jeremy. He wouldn't have backed Cuomo. I assume you're trolling me, because I literally did not back Cuomo. In fact, I'm admonishing people for telling his opposition to drop out of the election. Like, I like, fuck Andrew Cuomo and his stupid brother too. Like, I don't like either one of them. And it's really Cuomo. It's really I don't know whose fault New York is. If it's, I mean, the Democrats fielded who they wanted, I guess. So it's Republicans didn't field any more palatable options. I don't know. I mean, Eric Adams, they really railroaded him.
I just think the Republican establishment doesn't take it seriously in New York. And again, like, if we're talking in terms of how dollars are best spent, like, I could understand why you might donate and back or spend more time campaigning for a Republican in New Jersey, which is much more mixed than New York City. You got a chance, right?
Right.
It's not necessarily like I like this. There is a moral, like, you should put on a strong show in every race, but practically that doesn't always happen. Yeah,
it's unfortunate. But I mean, I guess if I'm a New Yorker, you take some semblance in the fact that, like, he's just a mayor. Like, he's largely a figurehead. He's not, you know, I don't know how much power he really even has. I mean, he's going to be, but honestly, if you're Republican and you're thinking about the midterm, sorry, New York, but now you got a guy that you can basically say, do you want this? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they did. Now in the midterms, they're like, you want more idiots like this guy? Look what he's doing in New York.
And his campaign, I know I sent you an article that Abigail Spanberger kind of talked about this, but his campaign promises are they work well for a lot of people because they're very clear, right? Like raise minimum wage to this, open municipal grocery stores, like freeze rent, whatever. But if those don't happen, if he doesn't make progress really rapidly, which I think will be very difficult,
he won't be able to do it. Yeah, right.
Then every Democrat's going to point to it and be like, I can't follow that lane because I will then be torn apart by my constituents. And also, he is making us all look bad because he promised all these things and never followed through. And of course, like, I'm putting the cart before the horse. He hasn't even been elected, but it is clear messaging and easy promises are really good if you can accomplish them. They work well during the campaign, but like we saw with the releasing the Epstein list, right? Like any Republican or any member of Trump's team that made that promise and then didn't come through with it, it's very easy to point back and be like, you promised us this, it is not happening.
Yeah, and it's been like 6 months. And now that they'll
Can
be
you imagine if now it's like, I was counting on you to freeze my rent and to raise my minimum wage, and you haven't in a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Democrats have used the Epstein files as a cudgel immediately. Like, they immediately use it against them. So, like, thank you, New York City, for sacrificing yourself. I don't think Zoran is going to really do much as a mayor. You know, I mean, he's not even the governor. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
being the mayor of New York is obviously sort of a big deal because you have control of like one of the largest school districts and a bunch of stuff. But like, again, he's gonna be having
he's not gonna be able to roll out a $30 minimum wage. That requires more power than the mayor has.
And I bet a bunch of businesses are gonna be like, no thanks, bro. We're against that.
Right. Like
who was he cooperating with?
Yeah, I think I guess I am coping. You know, I admit, you know, it is a bit of a cope, but like, you know, the mayor of, you know, if the mayor of NYC controls NYPD, good luck defunding NYPD. Those crime statistics are going to skyrocket, and every Republican's going to use that against you in the midterms. Right. And in fact, I kind of hope for that.
Yeah. And it also, I think, would probably mean that we've talked about this before, like New York, especially around New York City, does have some emerging red or at least purple areas. Yeah. So in a year from now, when they're up for election, they can be like, immediately, look, their crime is affecting us. And so we need a different strategy. It's you know, it could potentially be a win for Republicans. It's a lot on his shoulders that he has brought upon himself. And I don't think he can carry these promises through. And
those same people, you know, more people vote in the midterms. Now, granted, Republicans suck at showing up at the midterms, but like, more people vote in the midterms because of Mamdani. They're going to say, look at this guy. You guys didn't show up, and now we got a guy that eats with his feet. Like this we have a literal terrorist sympathizer, low IQ communist running the city. You know, vote for me so I can keep this guy in check. Like, right. I see how this plays out. It's almost like you would want to say this is a fourth dimensional chess move. It's not. But like, Zoran is going to be, Republicans are going to get more mileage out of idiot Zoran and his Marxism than, I mean, look how we're already getting mileage out of Gavin Newsom. Right. Like, Republicans got a lot of mileage out of Newsom and his needle littered streets and his poop app. I mean, if Ted Cruz was able to defeat Gavin Newsom in a debate, or no, not Ted Cruz. I always get this confused. It was DeSantis, right? Yeah. Like, the poop map, like, wait till Gavin Newsom runs for president. Like, do you want us to have a poop app in every city in America? And French laundry when everyone was locked down. Like, yeah, that's going to still play. The French laundry is still going to. Oh, how about his wife who banged Harvey Weinstein? Like, how about that? Or, I'm sorry, was raped by Harvey Weinstein, but then went back to him and tried to get more work after he brutally raped her, according to her. Like. Well, and I think Democrats know that Mamdani, even if he's capturing the youth vote, which they're always trying to do, is ultimately a liability because Obama refused to endorse him. Obama was out campaigning in New Jersey and Virginia, and there are all these reports like, well, privately he called and offered to be a sounding board. He's endorsed him privately. Like, that means nothing. It's worthless. It has to be a public endorsement. Otherwise, it's just a sign that they are like, you are too far and too volatile. You could take the rest of us out. That's such a great point. The fact that Obama, who in many ways is a kingmaker, right? He's out in New Jersey. He could have gone to New York if he wanted to. He could have drove an hour north, and he was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want this guy who's, first of all, they're never going to have a $30 minimum wage. I mean, New York is not LA. You can't like absorb that. You have, I mean, they're going to link him to some terrorist. Something bad's going to happen, and he's going to be poisoned. It says a lot when Obama won't endorse you. And like I see people in chat like, "Oh, I'm mad about Obama." It's not like we give a shit about Obama. It's just that if he's not in, he is a Democratic kingmaker. Yes, he's like, the Trump endorsement, which I think is largely overrated. But like, if Trump doesn't endorse you, I can certainly say it doesn't help.
Yeah, and if Trump doesn't endorse you, then probably MAGA is not embracing you. It doesn't always mean that they're pushing you away, but you're not maybe where you would like to be with that crowd. In this case, Obama is still tightly aligned with the Democratic Party in a way that MAGA isn't always with the Republicans.
Yeah.
So if Obama is not saying, if he's not commenting on the biggest mayoral race in the country right now, because it's not the only one. I mean, electing a new mayor, a bunch of cities are. If Obama is not weighing in on Zoran Mamdani with a ringing endorsement, then you can tell. I will just bet you that behind closed doors, the DNC is like trying to brace for what's about to happen. Because like I said, it really, I think, is going to be what dictates their strategy moving forward in other major cities and potentially other races.
Well, anybody who's paying attention knows that the Democrats are going to run more moderates. That's what they're going to do. Now, as you point out, like, this is a litmus test for that. But like, they're be looking for a lot of guys that look like me. They're going to be looking for a lot of guys that look like that have Fetterman's positions. Well, right. But that's what they're going to do. They're not going to run more radicals like that. Donald Trump took 7 radicals and beat them over the head in the last election, and they lost because of it. They know this. They're not running. They're not going to run. There is no more squad people that are going to win elections. They're going to run, moderate Democrats who are willing to reach across the aisle. I mean, okay, you could take California, Oregon, Seattle. They were always going to run.
There'll be some places that resist this, and they'll point to Zoran Mamdani and say, but he got a youth vote. He got elected. People were excited. But New York City is, I would interpret it as an exception to most strategies rules because it's a unique place, socioeconomically, geographically, all kinds of stuff. But because he's popular online, they'll say that's what we should be doing. You can't go more moderate. We should go more progressive. And the party's going to have so much friction coming. They're going
to have it's going to be to their detriment because they're going to end up in a situation where you have, I mean, it's just how it's going to go. I mean, I can see it all playing out. Like there's, you're going to have Mamdani's running in Seattle and whatever. Fine. Those states were never in play. Let them further circle the drain. California. Sure. Fine. You look at any battleground state, they will not run progressive. Just mark my words. Bookmark this stream. They are not running fucking communists in, Pennsylvania. Not happening. They're not running communists in, any other, what is another close state? Ohio. They're not running them there.
Right.
I'm telling you, they're not going to. The same reason Vivek is not going to, like, Vivek is, well, we won't go to, well, that's a different conversation.
That's a whole other stream.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, it's also not the first time a socialist has run in New York or in America at all. I mean, LaGuardia was famously the socialist mayor of New York. And like, yeah, he got the airport name, but like, I don't think that he is the legacy that everybody's interpreting. Zoran Mamdani is citing him, but I don't know that everyone is like, what was really great when LaGuardia was in charge. He gets some wins, I guess. And that's true of, I think there was a socialist mayor of Milwaukee at one point too. But if you look at Milwaukee today, like some parts are nice, but a lot of it is kind of struggling. I don't think anyone is like, that socialist really saved us from our current state.
Yeah, there's nobody. I wanted to talk about this. Let's see. Trump has come out now, and I think correctly so, have said now, hey, look, guess what? I'm going to ignore the judge forcing me to fund SNAP, and I'm going to put the pressure back on the Democrats. I think this is a masterstroke. I don't like using hungry people to prove your point.
Sure.
Much in the way that when we were like shipping illegals into Democrat cities. Like, I don't like using human capital to like expose this kind of stuff.
Sure.
There are people that genuinely need SNAP. Tens of millions of people, many millions, I'll say, maybe not tens of millions. I believe there's 10 million Americans that are between jobs or are at or below the poverty line that genuinely need SNAP. I don't believe it's 42 million, but I think Trump has to do this because he knows the Democrats have to fold. Like, he knows the Democrats have, because he's just going to say, well, you can get your SNAP money tomorrow. Just the Democrats have to come back to the table and open the government. I mean,
it's interesting that it is like the messaging on this is so clear, kind of on both sides. But for Republicans, you can be like, we voted to pass it in the House. You guys have had the opportunity to vote to refund SNAP 14 times. Or maybe it's 15 now.
Yeah, 15
you have
now.
Declined. That seems like you're voting against hungry people. I agree with you. Like, it's not ideal to be using people's lives and livelihood this way. But it is interesting that the Democrats have the option and they are continuing forward. Like, for as much as the headlines say, well, Republicans are making it so SNAP doesn't exist, Democrats would come to the table and compromise. They're just not willing to. So if you should be mad at both parties, if you're mad at anyone, I don't know what the legal implications are. If Trump can be like, I'm just not doing it. I know they were saying they were going to fund 50% of SNAP, but that wouldn't.
But federal judges do this all the time, right? So all Trump has to do is say, well, we're going to appeal it. And then it goes on for, you know what I mean? Like just because some activist judge. So this could play out for months in court by the time there's actually any real resolution. I mean, I think you have to do this. I think it's tough. Now, I don't know. I think a lot of people aren't really sure. I think the message now is, well, the Democrats won't open the government. And I think that's really, really effective because that's really how it's going to trickle down. I thought it was basically because the Democrats were holding on to, we want to give illegals SNAP and we want to give illegals this and that. I'm sure it's more complicated than that. But, that's what, Trump is good at this. That's going to be the mess. That's going to be what people think and hear. They're like, well, fucking Democrats won't come back. I need my money. I want my money and I want it now. I don't know that they can overcome this. I think it's going to be really bad optics for them.
Because the Democrats are effectively asking people to hang on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Republicans want to vote for the bill that's on the table. So it's really the Democrats that are saying, like, go without your SNAP benefits so we can negotiate. I don't think they're going to be able to get any Republicans to fold or capitulate. The Republicans are really strongly united on this front right now. And really, it's just 5 Democrats that have to crack to vote. Is it 5 or 6 that have to vote?
5. Last I saw was 5. Yeah.
So it is interesting because, again, I bet you give me 20 minutes. I bet I could find at least 5 Democrats that are up in midterm in districts that are in purple or red states that are going to have to answer for SNAP and are going to have to justify why they fell rank and file with their political colleagues as opposed to the needs of their people.
Yeah, I have to go let Huck out. I have a contract here. Hold it down. Tell the people about your Halloween. Come on, Huck, let's go outside.
Okay.
Come
on. Well, I'm grateful to have all of you here as usual. I miss Melanie Mack a lot. So you guys, I'll give you some, behind the scenes baseball. I send, Jeremy and I send stories to each other. So we prep for the stream. And on days when Melanie is around, I try to include more like cultural stuff because she has so many. The thing about Melanie is that she can comment on anything. She's really well versed. She's really funny. She's really smart. But I am worried that because it was an election day, I accidentally sent way too many political stories, and I don't want to bore everybody. I know Astrocast is a sacred time, and we all love it. It's the best 2 days of everybody's week. So I vow that there will be cultural stories. If this is feeling politically heavy, I take the blame for that, and I'll make sure to have some other fun stuff later. I did send Jeremy an article about how P. Diddy's hanging out in the rec yard at his prison. So
yeah, I saw that.
Everybody.
Yeah, I saw that. Hanging out with some other disgraced sports athlete. I don't know who exactly it was.
Just friends, Yeah,
I bet they are just friends. I think the Democrats are. I was wrong. I thought there was no way they would let it lapse. I think they could probably buy time for like a week, maybe a week and a half. But eventually people's EBT cards are going to be empty and they're going to be like, hey, what's going on?
And it really is the worst month for it, right? Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, optically, I'm a little more hardcore than you because you've gotten soft now. But like,
why? What am I not hardcore? What?
Who gives a shit about Thanksgiving? Like,
oh, well, what I'm saying is like it's when people are gathering to do a like food specific thing, like have a meal.
Yeah, and that's
so
true.
It's on their minds more than ever.
Okay, that way, yeah. I agree with that.
Stop
but like
saying I got weekend soft.
Yeah, I know you're hardcore.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, I think that like this, like a lot of people are like, but it's Thanksgiving. It's like, so by the way, if there's any meal that you can make affordable, it's Thanksgiving. It's like built-in potluck, like one person makes a turkey, everybody else brings a side.
It's supposed to be from scratch, right? Like for all of the processed things that Snap would get you, you could probably make them.
Yeah, you probably couldn't even get a turkey on Snap. I don't know.
I mean, that's a hard thing because you don't want to be like insensitive. I think that there is a case for like, I know there are people who need SNAP and I don't want to make light of like, and it's not just SNAP, it's like the military members that will potentially miss paychecks. Like I think people are suffering, and
a lot
I will
of federal
own
employees.
That, like, beginning of this, they were like, "Oh, government shutdown's coming," and you and I were like, or at least I was like, "Oh, again, what? We're gonna fight about this and then dramatic save it." But I am surprised it has lasted as long as it has. I really do think it's on the Democrats, and I'm not trying to like. Obviously, I'm conservative, and probably there are no Democrats I would vote for. I don't think, but.
I consider really, Fetterman.
I don't.
I against Dr. Oz.
Stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like.
But like, I really think it's kind of on the Democrats. Like, if they want there to be SNAP, they have to compromise, and they have made this like a holistic. If we compromise, we're giving into MAGA. And to me, if I were one of their constituents, I would be like. I would be so irritated because they're using you all as political pawns. Yeah,
I feel like we could look at a list of, first of all, I mean, a deep blue state doesn't matter. They're not going to be in any trouble. But if we look at, the 7 or 8, swing states that really matter, like Fetterlump. Now, Fetterlump, I mean, he's going to fold. Like, he has to, because it's very easy for like, the Republican to be like, well, I'll give you them a free stuff and I won't let the government shut down or something like that. Georgia, like how many Democrats from Georgia, how many Democrats from, Ohio or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know that they'll be able to, once they start having people show up at their office and say like, I don't have any food. I don't know that they can really weather the storm the same way that like some Democrat in California could. Like,
especially because the Republicans can say, we voted to refund SNAP. We're voting to refund. You know what I mean? Like,
right. We want it. We keep saying why. We don't know why they want you to starve.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Here's another interesting story that I don't know if this was initially reported or not. I feel like it was, but then there was like all this weirdness about it. So there was an update on Hannah Claire's buddy who blew up him Cybertruck and shot himself in the head and changed his signal
he's white
number.
And I'm white. Doesn't mean we know each other.
Well, I don't know. I thought so. There was
You're a white man. Wouldn't you know him?
I've never heard of him. I don't I don't run in the same circles you do.
You think I run in any circles? I have a small child. I stay at home.
You have a small child? That means by default, I know you're running in circles probably all day, to be honest. There was not figuratively, literally. There's a 70-page LA Metropolitan Post-Crime Dossier. It confirmed that Matthew Livelsberger was a Green Beret, and it confirmed that he, in fact, did leave a manifesto on his phone, although the Department of War has deemed it classified and will not release it. I think this is something we should be putting pressure on. Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Hegseth?
They should release this.
Go to the Pentagon and ask about it.
If only you had press credentials.
If only I had press credentials.
But like, what do you make of this now? Like, I feel like they had that Sean Ryan guy who released some of his crazy writings about like a UFO weapon system, or there was some like crazy stuff that they put out there. But if there really was a manifesto, then they should release it. Like, I don't, that's
Right,
really
I
the
mean-
only part of the mystery that's deepened, is that they confirmed there's a manifesto and he had it on his phone and they were able to recover it.
I
And they
think
have
the
not
mystery
released it.
deepens because like we aren't, and I know everyone can think of an example of this, but it's like a story that was in the headlines, everyone looked at it, and then it sort of immediately disappeared.
Well, there was a terror attack the next day.
The same day, right? They were both like New Year's
Or it was
Day or
same day.
something.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
even that one, like we got some information about the guy and his like religious background and stuff. This one seemed to disappear more, which
Mhm.
again, like why? Because he's military or because what? I would assume, I think in the day and age of the internet, if you're trying to cover something up, you better release a pretty intense like cover story. And they never really did, from what that sounds a little like callous, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you can't just be like, oh yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, we gotta look the other way. It's not the Vegas shooting.
Right.
In
Yeah.
this
Right.
case, like he's a Green Beret. You're admitting there's a manifesto. You're leaving. There's some information, like there's a line in here that says that it was he left behind a note claiming the attack wasn't terror related, but a way for the soldier to quote cleanse his mind while blasting the quote feckless leadership of the U.S. that is near collapse. What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's like, was he blowing the whistle on something?
Yeah,
You know, like, I don't know.
In some ways, like the little information that has now trickled out, I think makes it re-engages interest in it. Was that the point?
Yeah. I this one is very weird. We never really got any further investigation into the Louisiana or the New Orleans guy, other than he was radicalized in this Muslim church, but we didn't investigate anybody else in that church. Remember when the day it happened, that Muslim, sorry, not a church, whatever they call them, they sent out an email to all their little mosque members and said, don't talk to the police. Well, isn't that interfering with a crime? Wasn't that what, we never really heard anything. Also, of course, we now know that government issued IDs and passports must be made of the same material. And, this guy burned to a crisp, but somehow his ID, survived. I mean, he's in the car right now with this fire burning. Like,
And it was weird. It was like he both shot himself and the car blew up. Wasn't that
at the
story?
same time? Yeah, he shot himself. Now, it's possible that the car was full of fumes and a gunshot would have ignited those fumes. It's not crazy to think that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. What better way to get my point across with a stunt and fireworks? Okay, great, but why kill yourself? Why not just blow up the car? Like, like the fact that I feel like it makes similar headlines if somebody blows up a Cybertruck at Trump Tower. I feel like you don't need to actually kill yourself. So I don't know. I mean,
And he had a really young child, right? Like he was stationed.
well,
in
he just
Germany.
gotten divorced or like got dumped 2 days before this too, right? Like, or 6 days before this.
Something like that. Like
he
there
was
some
cheating
issues
on
in his
her.
personal life. Yeah.
Yeah, he was cheating on her. So like, sometimes shit just boils down to Occam's razor. This guy could have been, he got caught cheating and he, it pushed him over the edge. He did have some, connections. There were some like PTSD things or something like that were kind of, brought up. I don't know. Then there's people that will say, well, that's easy. They're just going to smear him as, a PTSD person or whatever. Sure, fine. I don't know, but it sure is weird. The whole thing was weird. I want to get some super chats. Blizzy says, am I going to get a full-length Twig and single estrical cast with Hannah Claire today? Full-length Twig and single estrical. I guess you're the Twig?
I don't know, but no,
Yeah.
Jeremy can't leave. Otherwise, I'd just be talking to myself in a mirror,
You could do it. Kuman says,
Nobody wants that.
be funny as fuck if Curtis wins in a landslide. I know it would be, but he won't.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah. Ramsey says, let's get the likes up, people. I want hardcore Christ pill Jeremy screaming for the next crusade in New York. Randall says, HCB strike quick while Jeremy is emptying his bowels and Melanie is absent. overthrow him and help from your cat and baby, take over the show and rule with an iron fist. That
Rule
is
myself with the iron fist. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the only way she is capable of ruling is with an iron fist. There's a reason everybody's face was covered in that picture. Lizzie also says HC Bliss is a great show. I don't mind the occasional Mel break, but she's great. Not trying to be mean. Oh, well, yeah, don't be mean then. And over on YouTube, there is Wyatt says, this should be a big, I am not the one posting the bad things, but my fam network has been accusing me of on Facebook YouTube video by Maxim Batty. This is a spooky, wait, this should be a big, I'm not the one posting bad things. YouTube video by Maxim Batty is a spooky political story about farming the net. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll check it out. We also have, I don't know if you've seen anything new here, but we do have an arrest now in the case of the Harvard bombing or firework or whatever. 2 men now face federal criminal charges in connection with the explosion last week at Harvard Medical. The FBI's Boston office announced the arrest on social media Tuesday because that's what we do nowadays. Morning ahead of the press conference, the explosion occurred with the 2 individuals speaking. Now we have identities. 18-year-old Logan D. Patterson of Bourne and 20-year-old Dominic F. Cardoza of Plymouth were arrested Tuesday morning for their alleged involvement in the explosion. The 2 allegedly set off, I was right. They set off a Roman candle firework on the 4th floor of the building. Well, actually, I thought a firework, but I ultimately thought it would be a prank. A Roman candle would not be a prank. Like, that would have caused a fire. The firework detonated.
You're thinking intentional fire, just
yes, it was an intentional fire. Yep. They set off a Roman candle firework on the 4th floor of the building, fully added. The firework detonated inside a research lab locker on the 4th floor, which houses HMS's Department of Neurobiology. Foley did not detail any kind of possible motive, just said it was too early for us to speculate right now. There's no doubt that they did it. Well, they put it in a locker and they lit it on fire. Was this just 2 drunks being idiots?
Are they saying that they're students at Harvard Medical School, or I mean, you wouldn't be middle school if you're 18, I guess.
Yeah.
But are they enrolled at Harvard? Because they're listing where they're from as if they are just residents of Massachusetts.
Yeah, they did not indicate. Let me see if I can find it. Everyone just keeps saying 2 men. Let me see if I can find this. Well, we know who lights off Roman candles and fireworks. Just the far left. They're the ones that are doing these at protests. Here we have. Well, I don't know. Here's some pictures we have. Let me bring that up.
I'm looking up where Bourne is in relation to
Harvard explosion. They lit and threw an incendiary firework. Well, all fireworks are by default incendiary into a locker at a medical campus. The 2 bragged about committing it after the explosion. That's all I've been able to find. It doesn't say that they were students. More of a deep dive. Both have the same social media profile photo. They're searching the home. They live in Cape Cod Avenue in Plymouth.
Yeah. They're not, they're not like super close to Boston, closer than I guess the rest of the country, but unless they're students at Harvard or another school in Boston.
There might be more to it then, to be honest, because why did you drive all the way there to do this?
Right. I mean, like they could be enrolled at, again, like there are a bunch of colleges there, but why would you then go to Harvard to do that? Why would you go to the neurobiology floor of a medical school of a place you have no affiliation with?
Yeah, that's really weird. Well, here. Logan, I just don't... Wait, they're not talking about him. Logan Patterson. Yeah, we don't really know anything right now.
Like we got new information and it just makes it stranger.
Yeah, like what the hell were they doing? Not a radical... Well, I mean, this doesn't really tell me anything about their politics. I mean, every douchebag in high school looks like this. I looked like that in high school. You know, I even had like the hair dye. So I don't know. We don't really know. We don't really know anything about it. The current FBI med school bombers 2.5 days. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if they were students. Anybody in chat maybe know. Jeremy Douchebag confirmed. I wasn't a douchebag, but I dressed like one, like 100%. You know, when I was a sophomore, I had like that same hair. You know,
Look, I feel like that's just a phase that kids go through. Like
everybody
a
looked
phase
like
where
that in
it's,
high
like,
school.
questionable looks, you know?
Someone says, "Don't lie, you were 300 pounds heavier." Wow, that's that would have been a very large man, but no. Sadly,
Are
I
they saying
didn't.
that you've lost weight since high school?
Yeah, right. I lost probably 175 pounds in high school then. I was probably like 220. Big fat got me. Yale is Connecticut, and that's over 3 hours away from Harvard with traffic. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know anything about this. The other thing I want to talk about today. So this week we have a little bit shorter shows planned with some gaming streams planned. There's a lot of hubbub around Coca-Cola's new advertisement here.
What, because it's too early for Christmas?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm more upset about that. If you go to the YouTube video, it is massively disliked. 13,000 dislikes. Everyone's saying like, you know, the best ads I've ever seen is from Pepsi, this, that, and the other thing. I just don't really give a shit that they're AI. I think I've just accepted our AI overlords. People are really mad that they're AI. I mean, really? I don't know. I just don't care. Like, I understand that the overall AI is bad thing. And like, once I control all my ad reads, I won't probably be doing AI ad reads. You know, people are always like, Jeremy, you're critical of AI, but you do reads for AI. I'm like, well,
It's complicated.
I
when
don't
you're
have,
part of a
yeah.
business structure.
Yeah, I do not have control necessarily over my ad reads, at least for now. But you know, if they use it for an ad, fine. Do I think that this is like the worst thing ever? I mean,
Look, it's not a crisis, but I think
Right.
it's fair to be like, this looks bad. We think it's low quality. We don't think it's interesting. That's often how brands respond to consumers.
yeah.
They will probably continue trying to use AI where they can if they think it's cheaper.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, we're a multi-billion-dollar company and you won't pay animators. I guess that's true. But at the same, like, I don't know.
Have you followed any of the stuff? And this is not my best wheelhouse, but there are a couple different music brands and labels that are kind of battling it out in the courts over AI music, because basically AI music is like scraping music that's already been created and changing it a little bit to create new songs. It's not like it's not really original. It's sort of reshuffling stuff that exists, which means that it's, I would argue, ripping off like IP from creators. I don't know enough about this type of AI when it's images, but hypothetically, wouldn't they then, it's probably based off of IP from a animator or a creator that already exists. So in some ways, I wonder if the only way to get it in check is to basically like ban it from existence because of like copyright.
Yeah, I mean, I would be 100% fine with AI video being banned. I've talked about this before, how like, when you upload a video to YouTube, you automatically agree to let YouTube use your video to train their video AI, which the sole purpose will be to replace you. And so I really hate AI. I hate what it's going to do to this country. I get it. Like, yeah, old man yells at cloud. You can't stop progress. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. That doesn't mean I can't hate it.
It's hard to see something bad coming and be like, I don't want to contribute to it, and I also want to speak against it. Like, for you and I, YouTube is like part of our livelihood.
It's going to replace us eventually.
So,
why would I be supportive of it?
Yeah, like, I don't want to feed it. But on the
Yeah.
other hand, like, I can't get off the train exactly, although I would like to. Like, it's a very difficult position to be in. I don't think that you should. I think you should be speaking out against AI for a lot of reasons. And in part, one of the things I hate about it is it's always rolled out as like this free fun thing. But like, they're collecting your data. They're experimenting on you. Like, they're going to make billions off of your like, oh, I'm going to put my picture in here and get a slightly different picture or whatever.
Well, Walmart's going to fire 2.1 million people, they estimate, by the end of next year. So, like, you know, AI is progress, I guess. But, you know, I imagine that a lot of people, it'd be like being a typographer and being like mad at the personal computer. Like, yeah, I can understand that it's going to happen. Hey, Baba, how'd you get back in? I put you outside. I guess he can open doors now. He's been kind of sad today. I don't know why. I don't know. Hucky, come
His
up
SNAP
here.
benefits ran out? Sorry,
No.
that's probably insensitive.
Well, he doesn't work. So, I mean, I guess, Hucky, come up here. Come on.
He doesn't work, so he doesn't have purpose. Men need purpose in life.
Yeah, Hucky. Yeah, I don't know why he's so down in the dumps today.
Or is he just like worried about misses the quartering? I know you're top dog.
Yeah,
in the
that
house,
could
but-
be. Hucky, come on up here. Come on. Come on. There he is.
Aw,
Oh,
hi, Huck.
Baba.
How big is Huck? Like weight wise?
He's like 105 pounds, 110 pounds, something like that.
That's so cute.
All the dogs, the girls they're all like 105. All 3 dogs are over 100 pounds. They're all very beefy. But they're big dogs,
Yeah, they're supposed to be, right? That's not
Yeah.
crazy for a German Shepherd. It's just
No,
big
it's
for
a-
dogs.
It's a big German Shepherd. The females are usually like 70, 80 pounds, but my female, like Onyx, is big like Huck. And then my other female's a thick queen. And she's not overweight. She's just big. So much dog food. Yeah, I know. And they eat raw too. And my wife prepares it, every week, 3 times a week. She has to prepare it. Because you can't like let it, you can't just put it in the freezer. Like, I guess you probably could. I checked that. You can, but we have frozen meat that we put together, but you have to, thaw it, and then, they can't eat
You
it
have higher
frozen.
standards for your dogs. I get you.
Well, they can't eat it frozen. Here's the other thing that people are talking about. So first of all, there was a bomb threat on a United airline today, our Delta flight.
Yeah.
Turns out, to be okay. There was no bomb. I assume we would have heard more. But they're also talking about with the shutdown that like they might have to ground a lot of the flights next week. I think that Republicans are probably just ratcheting up the pressure. Like, well, you can't travel for Thanksgiving now. You're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to travel.
It's a position for them to be in, to be like, it's not us. Like, we're voting to reopen the government.
Yeah.
I mean, so often it's the other side. Like, Republicans are like, we don't agree with this and whatever. But now it's the Democrats who are the ones who have to be like, keep the airports crazy.
Right.
Don't
By
give
the
out
way,
food. How
shout
are those
out-
Medicare? Sorry.
Sorry, I would say shout out Drew and Charlie, who left a super thanks on one of our live streams after the fact for $50. Very
Whoa,
cool. Thank you.
cool.
Yeah, the Democrats have to. I mean, I think it's an expert gambit by the Republicans to really just kind of say, well, we want you to be home for the holidays, but those Democrats, if only. Blizzy says, tell me what the options are. I'm an engineering consultant in the automation space, and AI is most of what the clients are asking for. Until I've destroyed my own job soon, this is how I pay. I know. That's right. I mean, like, I think if you are adjacent to AI, you learn about it, and you learn about, it's not like AI just replaces everything. So you learn, I think you could probably really extend your career by using how to complement AI and how to use AI, because it won't just replace people overnight,
Yeah, that's true.
And
Also, I think there is a place, it's like, I don't know if I hate it or love it, but like there is a place for like being good at outsmarting AI, being able to find where AI doesn't function or where it can't get around. Like, that's a niche skill in of itself. I mean, a lot of jobs you want to specialize. This is unfortunately maybe as an engineer somewhere you could specialize, even if you're trying to fight off AI.
Yeah, that's the place to be, is to find the hole in AI that's going to take them 10 years to fix, because that is. But if you're watching the live stream right now out there, want to shout out to everybody. It's been a while since I said thank you for tuning in. I know that we can kind of be in the doldrums here of fall, and things can get kind of grindy. But I appreciate you tuning in. And we're live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. As it stands right now, that might move to 1 Eastern next week. I'm trying to work with Russell Brand and figure out what works the best behind the scenes. But make sure you follow the channel. And if you're watching like on the homepage, click through to the quartering, follow us. If you're on YouTube or whatever, we really appreciate you. And we know times are tough out there. We also appreciate all the super chats and the Rumble rants. We also have a free month of Rumble Premium in the description if you want to join Rumble Premium.
Oh, cool.
Promo code FREE quartering. And that supports us too. We split that money with Rumble. So when you sign up using our code or our link on Rumble, we get half that money every month, which is great. It adds up. Or you could go to thequartering.com/join. And I wanted to show you something. We have not my Discover card. We have the
Show us.
I just paid it off. There was $47 on there. Let me see here. I don't think there's anything. I can just show that my DM's here with Wiener, because there's he's got the winners, the contest. We did a contest there. We're spinning one up for Thanksgiving too, but we had the costume contest here, which I talked a little bit about yesterday. We had some winners for this. I don't know what's going on. Is this Beetlejuice? No,
I can't see it on screen.
Oh, it's because I'm not sharing it.
Keeping all the costumes to yourself. Crazy man.
Yeah, so you can join this Discord by either being a Rumble Premium member and they're just emailing me, or you can go to thequartering.com/join, and then you can talk directly with me. Here's a medieval, some sort of medieval thing going on with like a coin purse, and that's very crazy. On. Here's my sewing machine will never forgive me for sewing. This is homemade.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, see, that's what goes on in our Discord. So I'm definitely gonna, even if they didn't win all the votes, I'm gonna give them a prize. Plague Doctor, very good. That would have gone good with
I love
your
the plague
costume.
Good job.
Yeah, that's good. With a bonus with the cat in the background.
Stop. A black cat? Where are we?
No, not black.
Cat nonetheless.
Yes. Here we have, oh, that's very cool. Here we have quartering costume contest. I don't know if I understand this one, but is this somebody's head on a pike and an orc? I think.
With the blood coming out, it looks like. That's creative.
Yeah.
With the fabric.
Oh, is this a Tim Pool and the quartering? Very good. I gotta love that. That looks like we got Tim Pool and the quartering.
Straight to the front of the pack here.
Yeah, that's very good. So yeah, go to thequartering.com/join. Who's this? Here's my entry.
Matt Walsh.
That might be Matt Walsh, or that might be Skinny Jeremy. Both very good. Let's see. I think this might be Matt Walsh because he's got the book there. Well, this guy's pretty creepy. So anyway, we did popcorn.
You just need to like move one way and then freak out.
Yeah, here's somebody with like a baby tied to him. But all this goes on in thequartering.com/join. So make sure you do that. And we did pumpkin carving yesterday. So we've got prizes for everybody. The pumpkin contest we showed yesterday.
Yeah, there's some really good entries there.
Yeah, very, very good. We'll do something for Thanksgiving too. And we'll do like a gift exchange for Christmas, maybe a Secret Santa.
That's cool.
Thequartering.com/join. Get in there. I would really love to keep. It was awesome. We got so many entries this year. Mm-hmm. But then there's people like who are actually like, talking in there every day. Yeah. There's a new moms group in there. There's all sorts of stuff. So thequartering.com/join. Or if you join Rebel Premium using my link, just email me and show me a screenshot and I'll put you in there. So
do you want to hear about my little side quest that I've been working on while we've been talking?
Yes.
Okay. So I said, I bet I could find a senator who's in a heavily SNAP portion district. It's Jeff Merkel from Oregon. Oregon has per capita very high SNAP enrollment, I should say. And he's a Democrat who's up for re-election in 2026. So
gotta do it.
I would keep your eyes on him. I bet he would need to flip if he's going to answer to his constituents, unless he's been promised something big by the establishment. But sorry,
Wisconsin has a lot too, to be honest with you. There's like that chart of like states that have the most SNAP, and Wisconsin was up there, like in the top 5.
Yeah,
it's mostly because of Milwaukee and Madison and Green Bay.
The highest from this USDA chart that I have from 2024 is Oregon, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and DC. But then Wisconsin is up there. Nevada is also up there.
You can't. You just skip California and Texas. They're number 1 and 2.
It's like percentage of the population.
Oh,
so like,
okay.
It's not just like
you're
they
using
have
per
a lot
capita.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Which
Got
is
it.
which would, I think, be probably weightier. Like if you have to answer to your specific district.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. But the thing is, like, I checked New Mexico first, but neither one of the senators are up for re-election. Like one of them's not up for re-election until 2031. So he can hide out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's an update. Keep your eyes on the senator from Oregon. See what he does.
Yeah, and we don't know how he voted up and two right now, too. He could have been already crossing the aisle. You know, he could have been. This one here, I thought this was another one of Hannah Claire's friends here. Got caught up in a little bit of trouble.
Crazy person.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you're a very friendly person. I wouldn't hang out with this person, but I also don't police
transgender Democrat lawmakers.
yeah.
You even know me?
Well, I thought maybe I did, but I guess I don't. This one's weird. So this is the transgender Democrat lawmaker, who was getting explicit photos of children, sending explicit photos. Wait, transgender Democrat lawmaker admits child sex offenses after partner sent explicit photos of children from a daycare where she worked.
Also, like she or he. What I hate about this pronoun game.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. That's so disgusting.
Groves, who is 40, worked at Creative Minds Daycare in Tingsboro, Massachusetts. I don't know. Tingsboro? I don't know if that's really true.
That's right.
Or if that's Lindsay Groves. Yikes. Looks like the partner might be female. Might be.
Not promising.
Then girlfriend. Yeah, not promising. That's gonna be a yikes for me, dog. Like I'm not a huge, I'm not a huge fan of this community. And oh my God, look at this one. That's a better side by side. That's the one who was sending nudes of kids in the daycare.
Ew.
That's the person who was receiving them.
They're both using she pronouns, although I think only one of them biologically earned it. That's horrifying. Also, I just feel like it's so horrible for working moms and dads.
I know.
Moms
worst nightmare.
Are like dependent on daycare. They feel obligated. They need to go to work. And then like these monsters have access to your children. You know, like you're already in probably a position you don't want to be in. And then this is who is getting to spend the day with your kids and abuse them. Like it just makes me sick.
Remember that lady that beat the crap out of like a kid and then at a daycare? And it was caught on tape, and they tried to say that she just fell down, or that the kid just like had an accident or something. Had an accident or something. Yeah, some other kid at daycare did it. It's very, very, very bad. I had this other story that you sent me. I wanted to. My neck is really killing me today. If you see me like bouncing around, I don't know. I slept weird on it. I have one of those beds where you can change the like how firm it is.
Oh, really?
And I had like some back issues over the weekend because I stepped in a hole and when I was playing with the dogs, and it just kind of like, I don't know if you've ever done that. You're probably too young, but fellow old heads, if you like, it's like if you walk down a step and you forget that it's a step, you know what I mean? Like if there's an extra step and you don't fall, but you're like, you come down weird on your foot. So like my foot was like, that happened over the weekend. I was farting around with the dogs. And then, so I made my bed softer, and then now my neck hurts. So,
oh, man.
Yeah, I guess I would rather my neck hurts than my back. Let's listen to voicemail. I thought maybe you'd want to, I don't know if Hannah Claire left it, but let's listen to a leftist.
You need to bully someone else today.
You're all I got. Normally, Melanie takes
there's a bunch of us to bully you.
That's true. Normally I'm on the other end. But here's a voicemail left for a U.S. Senator.
This is Haley McKnight. I'm a constituent in Helena, Montana, and I just wanted to let you know that you are the most insufferable kind of coward and thief. You just stripped away health care for 17 million Americans, and I hope you're really proud of that. I hope that one day you get pancreatic cancer and it spreads throughout your body so fast that they can't even treat you for it. I hope that you die in the street like a dog. One day you're going to live to regret this. I hope that your children never forgive you. I hope that you are infertile. I hope you never manage to
Jeez.
again. You were the worst piece of I've ever had the misfortune of looking at. And you don't serve Montanans. You serve your own private interests. All that you have done since you've gotten into power is do yourself. God forbid that you ever meet me on the streets, because I will make you regret it.
Whoop. That on the end was she was fine up until that last little statement.
I don't know. It was pretty bad being like, I hope that you're gonna
Yeah,
get
but like
cancer
that
and suffer.
But that last thing, I think you could reasonably perceive as a threat.
Yeah.
Like the other ones are like, you're just an unhinged liberal. But the other one's like, you better not run into me in the street or you're going to regret it. Like, I'm sure that like, it's probably technically not a direct threat, but
I don't know.
It's pretty out there.
It's pretty crazy to be like, I'm going to look up the phone number for this representative. Like, imagine having the time to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to Google it. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to type in my phone. I'm going to call it. Like, she had time to come up with all of this, and also to potentially talk herself out of leaving such a deranged message. Instead, she was like, this is a good move. I should do this. It's like, please, I don't trust your judgment at all if this is the kind of behavior you have.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very odd to me. I never really understood what possesses people to do stuff like this. Like, pick up the phone, leave a deranged voicemail.
Right.
Like,
I would understand.
That's going to be tied to you.
I don't like this. I can't believe you voted against, whatever she said. And call. Going on to be like, I hope you get cancer. I hope your children don't forgive you. You better not meet me on the street. Like, we can all see where this has escalated to be too far. Yes. Why couldn't she?
Yeah. It's all very, very too far, and again, like, you generally don't see a lot of this stuff from the left. I had this other topic. By the way, thanks everyone for tuning in today. I just want to remind you all we're live Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern and on Friday at 1 Eastern. If you enjoy the show or you want to give us a chance, please do leave a like on the video and follow the channel. You can always watch our live shows at a different time when you're not live. It looks like Rumble accidentally left us up on the homepage, so now we got like 20,000 people watching.
Oh, hey guys, welcome.
Yeah, we're here Monday through Friday. We have a rotating cast and crew. Also, I want to point out, if you want some amazing coffee, we have our own. It's not dropship garbage like every other influencer wants to sell you. So I'm hoping you'll check it out. Definitely, if you've bought it, please do go back and leave a review. Right now, we got Amazon's choice rating now on like all of our K-Cups because they're so well reviewed and they sell so good. So now we get like premium listing on Amazon. So the mods will link. It's also linked in the description. But holidays are coming up. You can be a hero and bring some coffee with you. Even if you don't drink coffee, you could bring coffee with you. You could, if you're having guests in your home, you want to have coffee for that. So there are a lot of reasons.
A great gift.
It's a great gift. And you can just go to the link in the description or I'll put it in the chat right now. Hopefully you'll check that out. Our top sellers are strawberries and cream, blueberry cobbler, our dark roast, our 004 dark roast, and our butterscotch toffee. But we also have tiger's blood and blackberry cream, and our gingerbread K-Cups are back in stock with free next day shipping. I've already had to restock. Our spiked jack-o'-lantern. Look at our new bags for spiked jack-o'-lantern.
Those are cool.
Yeah. So we have that in, our maple cream in, vanilla sugar cookie. All this stuff is in, so hopefully you'll check it out. There's this story I wanted to share out of Maryland here. Let's see here if I can share this video.
Hidden
my ears. Okay, I got to turn that off. So rare that a video has the appropriate volume.
Cameras and an alleged blackmail plot so thorough that it even involves threatening the love lives of somebody's daughters. Here's the quick version. Federal prosecutors have filed a 20-page indictment against State Senator Dahlia Attar, who is a Democrat representing North Baltimore. According to the indictment, Dahlia Attar was afraid that a former political consultant was going to hurt her political prospects. That consultant is unnamed, but allegedly she was ready to send out mailers that shared Attar's voting record, and apparently that would have hurt Attar's political political image.
Oh, well, I mean, by the way, that stuff should always be
That's
easier
my
to
favorite
find.
line. Like, if
Yeah.
you let them know how I voted, I'll look bad.
Right.
So, allegedly, Dalia Attar began working with her brother and a Baltimore police officer to blackmail that consultant. According to court documents, they entered an apartment that the consultant was staying at when she wasn't there and installed cameras that were disguised as smoke detectors.
Oh my God.
And then, a few days later, they allegedly captured footage of that consultant sleeping with a married man, and they used that footage to blackmail the consultant and force them not to speak out against Attar. Allegedly, they also threatened to interfere with the marriage matchmaking for the consultant's daughters. According to the indictment, the co-defendants all described...
Yeah, I wonder. This is in Maryland, but is it a... well, reporting from Pamela Wood and Leo Sanderlin. Video by Krishna Sharma. That's an American as apple pie.
Described their blackmail efforts in great detail in WhatsApp messages that they sent to each other. Virtually no other Maryland politician has commented on this situation yet, and this is just the latest chapter. And
by the way, I don't know if you use Instagram, but both Hannah Claire and I are on Instagram. You can find me at the Quartering News, one word, and she's at Hannah Claire B.
I'm Hannah Claire .b on Instagram.
Oh, Hannah Claire
You're not allowed
.b.
to steal someone's name. They beat me to it.
All right.
No, okay, play this last part. So this scandal is crazy to me.
Yeah,
this girl is like blackmailing people, but then this guy points out, he's like, this is what happens in Maryland.
Yeah, well, hold on. Yeah,
a long and storied history of political scandal in Maryland. For who can forget Richard Nixon's vice president Spiro Agnew, who resigned after charges of tax evasion related to bribes that he took while he was governor of Maryland. Or Larry Hogan's former chief of staff, Roy McGrath, who, after being charged with wire fraud and theft, ended up fleeing the state and then dying in a shootout with the FBI in a parking lot in Knoxville, Tennessee. Or former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh, who was sent to a federal prison in Alabama after charges of fraud and conspiracy that revolved around a children's book called Healthy Holly. If you want to read more about the court case against Dolly...
I don't know if this is that Maryland is especially corrupt. It's just that maybe Maryland actually prosecutes it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. That's a good point. Like, is it that they have more corruption somewhere else, or they're just doing something about it? At which point we'd be like, good for Maryland?
Yeah, yeah, this is all very odd. Politics are obviously very messy and can be very interesting and be very fun, but it's largely a cesspool. And basically, even everyone, you know, it doesn't matter who has a D or an R in front of their name, like, they're probably corrupt, you know, in my experience.
It's hard. Like, you want to believe, like, you know, I always go to like Ron Paul, right? He's got such an interesting background. You want to believe like he's a politician. He's got to be okay, right? But for if it seems like it attracts bad personalities. Did you ever do your Myers-Briggs personality test?
No.
Okay, but you know what it is. It's like
yes.
INTJ or whatever. I can't remember which combination of letter it is, but the personality type that Hillary Clinton is apparently largely concentrated in DC, meaning DC attracts a lot of people of the same type of personality. And I think that's probably a good summary for politics.
Whoa, here's something interesting. Maybe we'll talk about this. I wonder what this is going on here. I thought this was largely just on X, so I haven't really been covering it on my YouTube channel. But apparently Brett Cooper has entered the ring in terms of the on the 7th day of Tucker cost. I don't know, let's see what's this going on.
Who he is. He's a representative from Florida. He's the same guy who bragged about not
Randy Fine kind of sucks. That's true. Yeah.
washing his hands after he had a handshake with Netanyahu. He's repeatedly introduced bills to criminalize anti-Semitism, infringing upon free speech. I mean, he obviously, I'm sorry to say, but he obviously cares more about Israel than he does, you know, principles like free speech. So, buddy, like, my advice to you, Randy Fine, is just move to Israel at this point. Like, considering you had to go through anger.
Whoa. All right. Brett Cooper has gotten off the fence. I noticed that a lot of these political pundits seem to be in hotels today. I wonder what's going on with that. I saw Hassan Piker doing videos very obviously from a hotel. This is very clearly, Brett Cooper is very clearly in a hotel. We're not cool enough to get invited to this stuff. What do you make of, again, this morning, like yesterday, we never got to it, but you know, this way, if we cover it now, like, oh my God, Candace, Candace Owens is not voting until we learn the truth about who killed Charlie. Okay. What? What? I thought it was the B cult. Anyway, there's this weird, like, did you see that convention over the weekend where it was like some sort of like Jewish convention, pro-Jew convention, which, look, if you're Jewish and you're pro-Jew, that kind of, I'm not very smart, people. You know, if you're tuning in now, you probably already figured it out if you've tuned in for a long period of time. But like, to me, a Jew being pro-Jew is no different than American being pro-American.
Sure.
The thing I never understood are these Americans that are so obsessed with Israel. You don't really see that with other nations. It's just Israel. And so you had like Officer Tatum, like speaking at this like thing where it's like, you know, Tucker Carlson is not MAGA, and they all like held up these signs. And I was like, I don't understand. Can you explain to me what's going on? Like, I'm not playing stupid. I legitimately don't get it. I don't understand what, like, I don't give a I don't care at all about Israel. Like, because I'm not Jewish. I care that like we're sending money there, just like I care that we send money to Afghanistan Sesame Street. And I don't want to send money to, you know, Nigeria. And I don't want to send money, you know, like, in its general sense. But now over the weekend,
doesn't rank higher for you than another nation.
No, keep all the money in America, and Israel is no different than the UK or Ukraine or wherever. Like, these people need to stand on their own, or they don't need to be a country. I mean, I think Matt Walsh said that, and I agree with it. And it just feels weird. Did you see all that weird stuff like Tucker Carlson is not MAGA from this weekend? What do you think is going on with that?
I didn't, but I know people are mad at Tucker Carlson for a number of things. His comments on Israel, the fact that he talked to Nick Fuentes. I mean, like, he's made a lot of people big mad. And, you know, to a certain extent, I feel like I have to tune all of that out, because so much of it, and maybe this is my like naive interpretation of it, but for me, it seems like there's a war over who gets custody of MAGA trademark.
Yes.
Like, who gets custody of the branding. And that way, when you say, well, this is a MAGA position, someone who's maybe not obsessively watching the news, someone who likes Trump, but isn't, you know, engaged with politics all the time, which, by the way, is a totally normal way to be.
That's most people.
That's right. I mean, like, we get the luxury of being able to be obsessed with the news because we made it part of our jobs. If you didn't, I don't fault you at all. But the thing is, they want it to be like, we get to say what MAGA is and what isn't, and they do not want Tucker Carlson, for example, to get to be the one to say what MAGA is.
Who's they, though, Hannah Claire? Who's they?
Well, okay, so like you're saying, like let's
these
say
neocons? Is that who it is?
I think it could be a couple different contingencies. I mean, at the core, and this is me being cynical, it's like power hungry people, and that could be, you know, demographically aligned. It could just be anyone who makes money off of politics and who wants wants the party to go a certain way. I agree with what you said. Like, if you're a Jewish person in America and you feel really tied to Israel, you know, that's your right to do so. I personally feel more tied to America, and so I would rather the money stay in America. I'd rather we focus on domestic issues. I don't feel called to the same sort of radicalism that maybe they do over certain issues. I think one of the problems is like when it becomes we're sacrificing the actual core values of our country for this niche enclave, which ultimately, like, to me, it is a niche enclave. I'd rather have free speech than for you to say, well, you can't talk about these issues, or Tucker Carlson can't interview that person, or this has to be how the party votes because I said so. It to me is like this internal power struggle that is dumb. I don't care about it, but it's very easy for me to take that position because it's very clear cut. I think for you too. Like, does this benefit average Americans? Seems like sending sending money abroad in this way won't. Okay, so I know where I'm going in this.
Let me just share. I think, you know, Mark Dice is like he's like my commentator hero. Like, he's a guy that I think, you know, does it right. Now, I wish he would upload his videos to Rumble. I don't know why he doesn't. But he kind of, I think, like, Mark, the reason I think Mark does it right is because he stands on his own. You know, and like, I stand on my own mostly because I have like burned a lot of bridges, but he kind of stands on his, like, I want to show like just part of, because he has the clips here that I don't understand. So obviously he doesn't like Ben Shapiro. We know that. That's not the part I want to look at. It's this stuff from this weird convention. Where is this? Here, this guy. Yeah.
So if Hillary Clinton would have won the 2016 election, that would have been better for conservatism, according to Ben Shapiro. Here's Mark Levin over the weekend.
He did say that, by the way, just so everyone knows. He didn't like Trump because he thought he was bad for conservatism. But, I again ask, what are they conserving?
The Republican Jewish Coalition, a Jewish identity.
Okay, so that makes sense why they were talking about Jewish stuff.
Politics organization and event that, of course, is the one exception to identity politics on the right. Ben Shapiro and his ilk will always say that we're supposed to be against identity politics. That's something that the left engages in. We need to get past that. But they always make an exception for Jewish identity politics. And it's not about Jews as in a religion. It's about Jews as an ethnic group. Jewish identity politics, always that one exception where those on the right will encourage and accept identity politics. But here is Mark.
Again, agree or disagree with Mark's commentary here. But this stuff, I don't understand this.
At their group over the weekend.
And I just want the anti-American.
Wearing a gold tie at the Republican Jewish Coalition was a choice.
Look, maybe it's just a good color for him, Jeremy.
I just said, come on, man. That's
It's what, Jeremy?
Again, one of my best friends is Jewish. I don't care about Jew
we
stuff.
all had an African American president, as they say.
Yeah, I'm not racist. I voted for Obama. All that stuff. I'm just saying it's kind of funny.
Anti-West crowd to understand something.
So they're trying to paint everybody who, of course, doesn't put Israel on a special pedestal and obsess about Jews and what Jews want all day long as hating not only Jews,
maybe this isn't
Israel,
the clip
but
I thought it was.
America too.
You're going to have to come through me.
Yeah, this is
and
it.
Millions of people just like me. And you're not going to make it. You think your stupid little podcast, or your stupid little subscription program, or your little TV show, or maybe you have a little radio show, is going to change the world like hell it is. Not if I and everybody else have something to say about it.
He sounds deranged.
It's a weird take. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I just, and then they had him stand with
Mark
these
Levin's and the Ben Shapiros, who again were the founding fathers.
And they're like, well, let's bring all these kids. The whole Tucker is not MAGA. I think you're right. I think that I'm not just saying that for conversational reasons, because I hadn't really considered that, but maybe it isn't so much a civil war as it is a war over the moniker.
Yeah.
Because they know that it still resonates with tens of millions of voters. And so there are people who are I guess, like Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. And then there are people who are more like Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. And then, by the way, just so people understand, the overwhelming majority of people are more like me, who are like, hey, I care about America.
Yeah,
I don't really give a shit about this stuff.
Those are the two sides. That's just ends of the spectrum here. No, I mean, I really do think a lot of it is the fate of MAGA, which, by the way, is going to be the battle for the next 3 years. The thing about Trump is that he is the head of a cultural movement that has really changed the Republican Party. And I think that's great. And I think that's wonderful. I do not think we're going to get a third term from Trump. I know some people try to file paperwork. I wouldn't want a third term for Trump.
Me either.
But it's not totally clear what exactly happens to the movement after this. I do think JD Vance has a chance to run. I think he's talented. JD Vance is not going to fill every open position. So who's going to emerge as the MAGA governors, MAGA senators, MAGA Congress people, right? And to that end, the term MAGA outlives Trump. And in that, it will outlive his endorsement. It will outlive everything. The being able to say that's not a MAGA position is extremely valuable right now. So you need to get ahead of it 4 years before the next election.
You know what? That really does kind of make it clear for me. Now I kind of understand, because it's just why do these people care so much? I don't care this much. I legitimately don't give a crap about Israel. I mean, I don't mean it I mean, like, I care about America. We have fucking 100,000 people die a year from opioid overdose.
Yeah.
We have massive homeless problems. Yeah, I know Trump's in and things are getting better, but you know, a USDA prime choice ribeye is still $35 a pound.
Yeah.
I mean, we have real problems. We have 42 million people on SNAP benefits. I don't give a crap about Israel the same way I don't give a crap about Nigeria or Uzbekistan or any of these countries. Like, I'm very worried that we have 42 million people on SNAP. If it's fraud, we need to get that fixed. I'm very worried if it's not fraud. If it's not fraud, 15% of this country needs government assistance to eat. Like,
that's not good, team.
That's bad.
We have issues. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I care more about that than whatever the hell Israel's up to. Like, I just, and like, I think that is what MAGA is. Like, it isn't. It isn't what Tucker Carlson's obsessed about, and it isn't what Candace Owens is obsessed about, and it isn't what Mark Levin or Ben Shapiro or whoever else is like on their side of this is about. It's about I want I want a better life for Americans. I want my kids. I want little HCB to be able to buy a house. Like,
we all want me to be able to buy a house, guys. That's why we're watching. Yes.
Yeah, like, but that's like a serious problem.
I'm being serious. Like, when you know this about me. Like, one of the things I care about most right now in our country is our fertility rate. And it's not because I, am apathetic to the fact that there are problems outside our country, but my family lives in this country. This country's long-term survival matters a great deal to me. We don't say that, like, we don't care about the other countries out of a lack of compassion. I'm happy to pray for your people. I'm happy to hope that your government improves, but I can't put another country over my fellow Americans. Like, that's to me just like a way to destroy.
It's a hard no
at home, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's globalism. Like, people talk about, like, I feel like all of our most important and our loudest voices are too focused on infighting right now. And no one is talking about, like, yeah, sure, Trump is president and like he's doing good things, but like there are people that legitimately, I mean, I would argue, okay, let's say even half of SNAP is bunk. 20 million Americans can't afford to pay for flipping food. I mean,
and they're dependent on the federal government, which can be taken down by histrionics out of politicians. Like, that's a bad system.
Right. It's a weak system. It's a house of cards. I'm really happy that Trump has secured the southern border. That if he does nothing else in his presidency, I will be like, thank you for that. But like, groceries are still very expensive. There is a housing market crisis that homes are about double the price of what they should be. And I know what happens on the other side of that. I lived through it. Like, there's going to be a real estate market bubble that bursts. There's going to be an AI bubble that bursts. There's going to be like, and what are we going to do about it? Well, pissing and moaning about who's MAGA and who isn't actually doing anything.
No.
And like putting in, how about this? Let's even assume all 42 million people in SNAP are actually legitimate. How about we get somebody in there that makes sure that they can only buy healthy food with it? So I'm already paying for them to eat. I'd like to not also pay for their obesity problems, their diabetes problems, their early heart problems, their hospital problems. Like, how about we do that? How about we make sure SNAP is only good for healthy food, so we only have to pay for them one time instead of two? Like, there's all sorts of stuff that we should be working on, not obsessing about flippant Israel. And like, I just, and it's all of my peers. Although I will say Tim does a great job of just kind of staying focused on the issues. But like, I think it's just so
hard
frustrating.
Not to get into, because it's like, it's just something people can't take their eyes off of. And especially, I know we complain about this a lot, but like, if you're monetized on X, getting into a fight and getting the clicks and engagement helps you.
I know.
And if this is a hot topic, like, you've got to comment on it. I think people feel obligated to comment on it because it's always center stage. But I don't know. I always appreciate that you are constantly pointing out that that a huge number of Americans have died as a result of the opioid crisis. Like, that affects my neighbors more than what's going on in Israel, to be honest. And
everybody on this stream probably knows somebody who OD'd. I know five people who have overdosed on not fentanyl, but opioids. And then basically what happens, they start on opioids. This is a real issue in the suburbs. They start out on perks. I've bought them at the bar. I've bought pain pills at the bar before. Like, you people at the bar, hey, I got some Vicodin, $5 each. You want to buy them? I make sure I check the stamp. Fuck yeah, I do. It's a different world now. I wouldn't do that because it probably has fentanyl in it. But like, friends of mine, went down that road, and first it was Vicodin, then it was perks. Then they couldn't afford perks anymore, so they started doing heroin. And like 100,000 Americans a year are getting just evaporated from this planet. They're not going to have kids. They're not paying taxes. They're not being good dads or good moms or boyfriends or girlfriends. They're not going to church. They're not helping in the community. They're dead. 100,000 of them every year. And like, someone says you hang around sketchy people. No, I don't want to hang around regular people. Regular people do drugs. Regular people, if you hang out at the bar, you see drugs. And like, it's just
said in like one interview, again, I think this is him talking to Theo Vaughn, but like, we don't want to live in a country where if you make one bad decision, you pay for it with your life, right? Like, I don't think you should buy drugs at the bar. I don't think you should do any of this.
Right. I don't either, by the way.
Likelihood, you're young, you're reckless, you do something that is probably not a good idea. People do that all the time. I don't want you to lose your life out of it. I don't want your family to lose you. I don't want your community to lose you. And these are the issues that I care about more. When we talk about SNAP, I know we looked up the map of like Appalachia, and I feel like I'm recycling all my points, but you guys should just know I'm passionate about it. Like, when you look at SNAP use in the Rust Belt, I feel for those people, but I also am angry that we aren't bringing manufacturing jobs back, or at least finding ways to influence industry there. We are just letting parts of our population suffer in poverty without ways to get out, not because they don't have the work ethic, but because there are not jobs. There is no industry.
By the way, those people vote Republican in Appalachia too.
Yep. West Virginia is one of 2 states that went solidly for Trump, and there are lots of West Virginians on SNAP. I mean, it's not just blue voters that are affected by this. And I think we should care about our neighbors. It's, again, not because I don't want better things for the world around me, but my first obligation, I think, is to my fellow citizens.
Yeah. By the way, if you enjoy our takes or you hate them, if you're watching on Rumble and you're like on the homepage or whatever, you can just click on my name, The Quartering, and go follow. It's free, and at least you get notified when I'm live. We're live every day, Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern, Friday at 1 Eastern. It's Lone Wolfcast on Friday. It's just me. But we really appreciate you tuning in and hanging out. And I love seeing you all in chat too. We do care. But the problem is the last time we cared, 40 million people took advantage of it. No, I get what you're saying, but there are not 40 million frauds on Snap. If you told me there were 20 million, I might actually believe that, which is why I'm saying get it down to the 20 million.
Right.
That need it. And, there was a video that went viral yesterday about this woman in New Mexico who was like, I checked my Snap balance and it said 0. It's never said that in 30 years. And I'm like,
years,
right. That's like, what are we doing here? You shouldn't be on Snap for 30 years. And like, I think we all agree on that.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to smoke pot and be on Snap. You shouldn't be able to do drugs and be on Snap. You shouldn't be able to make TikTok videos telling people to steal and be on Snap. You shouldn't be able to be on Snap if you get caught selling it. You shouldn't be an illegal alien to be on Snap. Okay, if that gets us down to 15 million, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I mean,
we would hope. I mean, and again, everyone's always like, but I'm like permanently disabled and I might need whatever. Like,
fine,
let's
stay
say
on it then.
5 million of you. That's okay. But like, we would hope that SNAP is a short-term way to help you and your family. And if we need to revise the system so that it's going to the people who really deserve it, and maybe has, I would even say, like, if we can get SNAP working with job placement programs or training programs, like if we can make it so that these federally funded systems, if we're going to have them lift you out of hard times rather than becoming the thing that pays your groceries for the rest of your life, then that's, to me, what the purpose should be. But it shouldn't just be some people have figured out how to stay on Snap for 30 years and that's just the system we have to accept. Like, that doesn't seem okay.
Someone said, yo, J-Dog, ease up on your weed stance. Look, I love weed. I'm a big fan of marijuana. You can't smoke it if you're on Snap. Sorry, not sorry. I am paying your salary and my policy is my employees cannot do drugs. Like, if you want to smoke weed, get a job and then smoke all the weed you want. I think weed is amazing. I think, as long as you don't get crazy with it, I don't have any problem with people smoke weed. It's been a part of my life for 42 years.
He's got a marijuana t-shirt underneath his hoodie. You guys don't understand.
Yeah. I just, the only t-shirt my mom ever took away from me was a t-shirt that said "A friend with weed is a friend indeed." I don't have any problem with it. But if you're on Snap, you don't get to smoke it. Like, by the way, that's not the way it is. I'm just saying that's the way it should be. You probably get 3 million off Snap overnight because people are like, I want my weed. So, like, I'm not going to get, I don't need Snap. By the way, there's also a misconception about Snap that my viewers have informed me on. Not everybody on Snap gets like $500 a month. Some people get like $50 a month or something like that. So how many of those people would say, you know what, I like my joints. I'm going to voluntarily leave the Snap program. There's because there's a lot. There's Snap, there's WIC, there's Social Security. These are all different things, food stamps. And it's not always hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars that people get. So if you're on the government teat and it's temporary, that's cool. And Jeremy has a hybrid opinion. I understood that reference. But I just think, look, I'm just to be honest with you, there's a lot of inner city black folks that would probably be off food stamps tomorrow if they had to pass the drug test. And I want somebody to explain to me.
If you want to use
drugs, inner city people, I won't even say black. Let me correct that. Inner city people, period. Or people in general. Why is that racist? Why is that a bad thing? Well,
and like, if this is I want you to have choices, right? Like, if you are choosing to use drugs and you're like, this is more important to me than getting the federal assistance, I'm going to do something else. Like, good.
Well,
We want people to be independent. Like, I don't know that I would recommend that you do drugs, but like, if that's your choice, that's supposed to be part of being a free adult in America.
Right. And to be free means you're not living off the system.
I would think.
And by the way, if you have a medical disability, I don't care if you smoke pot. All right. Just get a medical card for it then. Like, if you have a medical condition,
like,
I'm talking about
states, medical marijuana is legal. It's recreational is legal in over 20. Like,
yeah, but even in a recreational legal state, I don't think you should be able to use weed if you're on. I'm like a hardliner.
I don't.
If you're sitting at home smoking pot, you got time. If you got time to sit at home and smoke weed and watch Cartoon Network, you got time to fucking work. All right, like it's like a
not unreasonable.
If you told me, Jeremy, we have a way to like test for alcohol too, I would support that too. No drugs or alcohol while on Snap. Period. If you want to drink and smoke weed, then you have to give up your government assistance. And like, I think that's a winning. I think that would be a winning issue with most people.
Yeah.
Except the media. The media would be like, that's racist. Like, well, if you can be drinking every night and smoking weed, then I'm not. That's cool. You can do that, but I'm not paying. The American citizen shouldn't have to pay for that.
Right. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah. I find the whole thing tiresome and infuriating. And again, Jeremy, how many people are on Snap that smoke weed every day? I don't know. I bet you it's 500,000 or 1 million. So cut them off. Find the illegals. I bet you that's 500,000 or 1 million. Cut them off. Find the people who are collecting from dead people. I bet you that's another couple 100,000. So maybe you get that number down to 35 million, 33 million. Then we need to look at giving them only healthy food. Then maybe you'll have people like, man, I don't want, chicken breasts and rice. I want my hot Cheetos and Takis. Maybe they self-select out. Maybe there's all sorts of stuff that like we should have as natural impedances to stealing my money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think if it is in service of your neighbors, if it's for people who need it, then I wouldn't want them, even a 10% of it to go to someone who's there for the wrong reasons or for scamming the system or who has the ability to not be on it and is opting to because, nefarious reasons. Like it's not good for people who are dependent, who really do need it, to be having to partake in a system that's being abused.
Yeah. By the way, you shouldn't be able to smoke cigarettes either. Like if you can afford $15, $9, $12 pack of cigarettes, then you don't need my money. if to
Jeremy's
be
about to add
true,
video games to that list, guys. You make him mad enough, no one gets to do anything recreational.
Jay Blizzy just gifted in Hannah Claire appreciation post 50 Rumble premiums. That's like
No way.
$250.
That's so nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's 50 people now that never have to watch ads on Rumble.
Oh, no way. That's so cool. I never really
yeah.
understood how that worked, to be honest. I've been
Yeah.
faking this whole time.
It's like a sub. It's very, very cool.
That's so cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, like I guess I just a hardline. If you have $10 for a pack of cigarettes, then WIC and food stamps should be for I am at the end of my rope and I don't have food.
Right.
So if you have money for cigarettes, you have money for food. If you have money for alcohol, you have money for food. If you have money for weed, you have money for food. If you have money for, any of heroin or Oxycontins or whatever, you have money for food. And like this should be how the system works. Like I don't really understand how anybody could like I would debate this topic against anybody. Like there's just no, and like I just think there is no real argument against it. Like if food stamps are supposed to help you from starving, to prevent you from starving to death. And like the left, do you see how the left was like, well, oh yeah, Americans shouldn't have chocolate chip cookies. It's like, no, they can buy the flour and chocolate chips and
The
baking
butter
soda
and
and
the
make
eggs,
it themselves.
you can make it. Yeah.
Nobody's saying you shouldn't have it. What I'm saying is you shouldn't have a $7 overly processed garbage prepackaged thing of chocolate chip cookies. Like it's like the gaslighting is so cringe from the left on it. It's wild.
It's weird, and this is like a little bit of a stretch. I can understand it, but it's like you could have the skills to make chocolate chip cookies, which requires
Even I have.
measure part. Well, and like it requires essentially like I think I've told this before, but my school didn't let us have home ec, but we did have food science, and so arguably it's like a form of chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Measurements, you're creating things together. By the way, these skills could be applied to other culinary schools in the kitchen, which could help you improve making other meals. But instead, they want you to be dependent on buying the Chips Ahoy or the stuff that's already created. Like everything is about taking away your skills. And again, that's a little bit tinfoil hat, but like
No, it isn't.
there are so many
I
other
agree
ways
with you.
to live.
I have a huge shout out, by the way, to the sponsor of today's stream, Morgan & Morgan. An accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. That's why I'm so glad to have this video sponsor Morgan & Morgan. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions of dollars. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, 25 times the highest insurance offer. Their fee is absolutely free unless you win. Fighting big companies takes a big law firm. As America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan are ready to take on insurance companies of all sizes. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. And remember, size matters. Morgan & Morgan is big. They're America's largest injury law firm. That means they have the resources to fight to get you the best results, and they're capable of spending millions on a case to see it through. Did you know you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just one click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/quartering or click the link in the description down below. By the way, before we get to our last topic, just want to remind everyone, Hannah Claire, tell them where they can find your content and see what you're up to. I saw you put a very cute video out yesterday. It was too much. I had to take my diabetes shot after watching it. It was very, very good. But
watch it. I appreciate
let the
that.
people, yeah, of course. Let the people know where they can find your content.
You can find my content on Rumble and YouTube. I'm Hannah Claire B in both places. Jeremy is referring to my very first vlog. If you guys watch so regularly, you know there was quite a debate over what my daughter should be for her first Halloween. And she, in fact, was a bubonic flea or plague-carrying flea that was created by as a little family craft project. So I put that out there because I've appreciated all of your support. I hope you're entertained. I'll be back to my normal like news, cultural analysis stuff, but for some levity, that vlog is there for your enjoyment. Again, it's Hannah Claire B on YouTube, on Rumble, and also on X. So thanks for all your support.
Yeah, and if you're watching, you already know where to find me, and I appreciate everyone. We're definitely doing a big push for our members Discord, where you can send topics directly to me. It's very, very cool. If you just go to thequartering.com/join, why can't I find the right background? There it is. If you go to thequartering.com/join, you can join our members Discord and talk directly to me. Or if you're a Rumble Premium member, you can also email me and I can get you access. There's people talking about literally everything in there. There's a new moms group, dads group, book club, self-defense. There's all sorts of cool stuff that you can watch and participate. And then you can pitch stories directly to me, talk directly to me and everyone else. So thequartering.com/join. I really, really, really hope I can convince 5 or 10 of you guys or gals to join today. Your support has never been more appreciated. And, don't wait for tomorrow. And there's links in the description to the members area. There's links in the description to our coffee. So I really hope you'll check that out. Here is some living conditions, not at Hannah Claire's house. This video is going mega viral on X right now.
Clarifying.
The mother said that this house was not dirty.
Inside of my home, I'm talking to a police officer, so therefore let me go ahead and abide by orders. Can I do that? Thank you very much. So this is my home, in which they, excuse me.
Do you see that mattress?
I don't want to look at it. It's so horrible.
It's like they diarrheaed all over it. I don't even know how a mattress gets that dirty. Like, how does it get that dirty?
I don't know.
There's no blankets on it either.
I have my home. I'm talking to a police officer, so therefore let me go ahead and abide by orders. Can I do that? Thank you very much. So this is my home, in which they, excuse me, I'm in the camera now, so I don't know if you want to appear.
CPS is there.
Recording in her own defense.
Correct. Yeah. Look at her front door.
The CPS lady said she doesn't want to be on the camera. Okay. They said they wanted to see my kids. I can't open the door and let the kids run around so that you can yell at me for letting the kids run around. You understand that? Okay. So go ahead, Miss CPS. Come on in. You're free to come in. Excuse me, honey.
I mean, look at it. Is it dirty diapers down there? Like, I don't even understand. She thinks this video makes her look good.
That's the craziest thing. Like, this is your defense?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, there are people who fall on hard times or whatever, like, but this is like, she's defending it. She's not there. Like, it's not the police body cam footage. And she's like, I'm sorry, I got depressed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
This is like her being like, I'm going to record CPS because they're being out of control. They're trying to entrap me into saying that I let my kids run wild if I let them outside. Like, you can't see this?
Yeah.
They're children. Please don't get angry. All right, my food. What is wrong with my food? Why is the camera on my food?
I gotta make sure that you have food for the
Okay, the food is in front of you, and I will open my fridge. I do not know you. Give me a second. You have to slow down. My fridge, my sink, the bathroom is in the back.
Okay,
take a second. Excuse me, honey. There's people. Back up. Back up. This is mess because it's an efficiency, so therefore the kids need activity to be.
Now, by the way, let me be clear. CPS, like CPS is a terrorist organization. These are the same people that will steal your child if you choose to not give them the right vaccines,
CPS has always been like I have always been interested in libertarianism, but CPS is always the most difficult thing because yes, in so many cases, it's like they are going after parents who are trying their best. It's government intervention. On the other hand, there are parents that like do not deserve their children and like somebody has to intervene. In this case, like this lady is saying her house is a mess because it's an efficiency. Like, no, girl, buy some Clorox wipes and clean your countertops. Like,
yeah, I mean, she's probably recording on a $1,200 iPhone. You can be poor and not live in filth. I know a lot. I hung out with a lot of people when I was young. Their houses were, in fact, there are a lot of people. Here's a perfect example. If you went to downtown Milwaukee, and you could probably say this of any major city, and I'm talking about any color neighborhood. Okay. So people say, well, black neighborhoods, this. No, you went down to Milwaukee in the 60s and 70s. Those lawns were manicured. The houses were clean. They were not in a great neighborhood and they weren't the best house, but they took care of it. You go down there now, it looks like it's been completely abandoned. That is a cultural thing. You can be poor and still clean up after yourself.
Right.
That is such a weird fallacy.
I think if you assume it's dirty because they're poor, you're actually showing your own bias. Like I've known so many parents or like working class people, people in the poverty line who take a lot of pride in keeping themselves clean and taking care of their homes because like they're working extra hard to maintain those things. I think this lady is like, I mean, she just said the one line, like it's an efficiency. So the kids have to have places like, this is not it. It's
Somebody
not.
said, by the way, as a former CPS worker, go screw yourself. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm sure there are some good people in CPS. However, they also abduct children so they can get trans surgeries. You know,
it is like, I think there are probably good CPS workers. I have known CPS workers because I was really interested in like foster care and adoption reform. And I thought that's what I would spend a lot of my life working on. And like maybe that's to a will in some capacity. But it is a horrible, broken system. And there are wonderful CPS workers who are trying really hard. But the government getting to say who's a good parent and not is a broken system because there are a lot of really good parents who are coming under scrutiny and a lot of really bad parents that don't. Well,
also, let me use Aspengold as an example. This is a guy with $50 million in the bank, and he lives like a homeless person. Like, his house is like, he is best known for being a disgusting, like living in a disgusting pile of filth. And I love Aspen, no disrespect. But like, he's had like roaches fall on him during live streams. He has rats the size of cats on his, like showing up on his live stream. Like, there are all sorts of, you know, and he's rich as hell. You know, he's gonna have 100 million in the bank by the time he ends then streaming.
You know, activities.
It's not very safe and
that's safe. This is mushroom.
What?
This is mushroom. This is cereal. You know why I have the box of cereal out here? And you know, in the backyard there's a playground, and there's sun in the backyard. And I am a broke mom, single mom, in which I can already.
Where do they
You can't clean up the floor if you're single mom.
Right there, the bed on the floor.
Look at the floor. I mean, they've ripped up the carpet. You see this a lot in rentals. This is probably some poor guy's rental property. They ripped up all the carpet. I bet you there's holes in the wall where they sold some copper or something like that.
The bed is fine. The bed is right here. Please come check the bed. Please come check the bed.
Oh, please show me the
Please
bed.
come check the bed.
Oh, she's got at
Please
least
bring
two
your tools.
kids.
Because you just.
Both those kids look malnourished. They have like the Ethiopian, like.
I mean, I feel like I don't know well enough to say, but like.
Yeah.
They're very young and like don't have clothes on.
They're old enough. They're too old for diapers, probably.
Called me dirty, and you just called me a horrible mother. Please get inside my home.
Yeah.
Please get inside my home.
There looks like there's poop on the wall right there.
Just call me dirty and a horrible mother on a Monday morning or Saturday, whatever it is.
Oh, you don't even know what day it is. Oh,
She
okay.
seemed like. This is why I said like there are like people who go into.
In this case,
depression,
CPS is doing
right?
good work. I think. Take these kids out of there.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want the government to say who can have their kids or not. But they're also, we can all agree, vulnerable kids whose moms are saying they don't know if it's Monday or Saturday and defending this house. Like,
she might be actually like disassociative. Like,
maybe
she doesn't even see the mess. Like, she's just like.
And that happens to people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like hoarders. That's always the story. Like, they just started and they couldn't stop, and now they can't get out from under what they're struggling with. But like. This is not good. And this is her defense. Like, she's recording to defend this.
Yeah. It's an efficiency, Jeremy. Have you ever been efficient? Yeah, right. That's what she should have said.
Where do they shower? They shower over here because I'm Haitian. And we
What?
don't shower the way you shower. Please hold yourself.
Haitian people don't shower?
The way we shower?
I've never heard of
You're
that
just
before.
making me say that again, like we need some cultural conformity, you know?
Or,
like,
well, yeah. I mean, yeah. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They don't shower.
So therefore, we shower right there, outside underneath the sun. And
What?
we have pool days and outside days and toys in the water.
So they shower outside
do you
because
have
they're
a pool
Haitian.
in your backyard?
I imagine it's like probably one of those plastic ones, you know?
And then there's a trampoline in the back. And what we do, army training. No, we don't use the shower. The shower is just for presentation. Because I'm Haitian and I shower outside. With a box of food in which they lie. That's why they play, because they're...
The showers
shower
just
in the
for
box of food?
show. Yeah. Grog Bear says, CPS also doesn't do their job when they should otherwise. My ex mother-in-law kept her kids when one set the other on fire. Later, she absconded to New Zealand and pretended to be trafficked. Yeah, that's true too.
Children. And I can also sleep outside as well.
Everybody.
I can also
Yeah.
sleep outside as well due to the fact that this is my backyard in which I pay rent for.
Okay, I'm gonna step outside for my
Go ahead and
supervisor.
sit. Go ahead, step outside. Call your
So she says the shower is just for presentation, and they sleep outside. Like, anybody want to
Okay.
bet how much? Anyone want to bet how much government assistance they're probably getting? By the way,
Also, she's Haitian, so it's like a cultural thing, but she's in America. Okay, this happens every once in a while. You see the story of like moms from Denmark who get in trouble in like a big city because
Yeah.
in Denmark it's super normal to leave your baby like bundled up but in a stroller outside
Yes.
like a coffee place.
Yep.
And every once in a while you see stories where it's like a mom has gotten in trouble for that in the US, but they're like, but this is so normal culturally here. Like I can almost, you have sympathy. Like that's a bad use of CPS. The mom shouldn't do that. You're not supposed to do that in America, but like the baby is not, whatever.
Well,
Being
there's
like,
some science behind it there, where they're like,
yeah, it's supposed to be healthy for their lungs and all
Yeah,
kinds. Also, their
immune
babies are
system.
normally, it's not like they're exposed. They're wrapped in 100 blankets or whatever. This mom being like, but we shower differently than you do. If the CPS worker is looking at their kids who are like not clean, then it's like, well, even if you shower a different way, something is not working. Like the kids are
Right.
not being taken care of.
yeah, you're not showering at all, lady. I was hoping they show the
Guys,
bathroom,
get my video ready
or
again.
bedroom.
The
Yeah.
children not in daycare?
No, they're not in daycare. They're with me in my efficiency home with a playground in the back.
They're with her in her efficiency home, so their kids aren't going to school either.
Backyard and a box of food outside and where we shower outside. Please don't
Yeah, I keep a box of
call your
food.
supervisor. Make it quick. I don't have all day, nor do I have all morning. Let me close the door for you. Please
Yeah,
close the door.
you clearly have other stuff going on. She probably took the plumbing out and sold the any copper that was in there. That's what I'm guessing. They probably sold the refrigerator that the person that's renting this property, and that's why they have the mini fridge. Those mattresses. Now, maybe they were these kids are now the fact that the kids have diapers on is actually shocking to me. She speaks English way too well to be first gen Haitian. That's actually a good point too. I was like, she doesn't sound Haitian at all. She sounds, I mean, she probably is Haitian, but she's not first gen. She certainly didn't just get off the raft. Jay Blaze says, I've been into Haiti and plenty of homes there, at least pre-societal meltdown. Every home is much cleaner than there. Yeah. Jeremy, please blur this kid's face when you clip the segment. I won't be clipping the segment. And, nobody's going to know these kids. They don't even go to school. So it's unfortunate, but, this is what we're importing. I guess this is what we keep telling improves. Now, let me be clear. There are white people. There are black people. There are 10th generation Americans that are shitty parents. And,
Sure.
but we're just not importing more of them.
Mhm.
That's kind of the difference. I
think she made it about race, right? When she brought up that she was
of course,
Haitian.
you're not respecting her culture by expecting her to shower, which is very, very weird. Now, before we're going to kick it over to, I guess, Redacted. That's why I said this week was going to be kind of weird. But if you just saw us for the first time or you've watched us for a long time, please do drop a follow on the channel or a subscribe wherever you're watching. It helps us a ton. We're live Monday. We'll be live again tomorrow at 2 Eastern. So I don't know who else is going to be live, but we'll be live with Hannah Claire and Luke Rodowski. Tomorrow we'll be covering all the news. Hannah Claire, any parting shots?
Well, I can't think of anything witty off the top of my head. I hope you guys come back tomorrow. I love Quarter Cross. I think it's really fun. If we switch time zones, I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel so that you can follow us wherever we go. You can also check out my work, Hannah Claire D, on the YouTube, on Rumble, on X. And yeah, like I said, it's Merkley, I think is his name, out of Oregon. I would keep my eyes on him. He is a Democratic senator in a place where Snap is highly used, who's up
Put
for
all your money on
re-election
Polymarket, Hannah Claire says.
This is a very niche Polymarket thing, so
yeah.
keep your eyes on that guy.
The-
No, thanks for watching. If you're especially if you're new.
Yeah, make sure you follow because we might change time slots next week to an hour earlier. I don't know. I know they're reworking the lineup, but go say hi to Redacted for us, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, all.
Bye. It's EzraCast. We have